Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday night. We're so excited to have everybody here as we're in the middle of the Congregation Ahavas Achim match campaign and learn-a-thon. As we continue on through this 11-day journey, we're really excited to bring you tonight, Saturday night, an amazing lineup. Before we begin and I introduce Naomi, I just want to throw a few shout outs and thank yous. First and foremost, I want to thank our corporate sponsor, Glot 27, for helping making this possible. And hopefully after we get these amazing recipes to bring to our Pesach Sedarim and our Pesach in general, we can then go to Glot 27, get all the ingredients we need to make it possible. I also want to thank our family sponsor, Josh and Leslie Oshman, the Oshman family, who are sponsoring in honor of David Becker and myself for some reason. Not everybody's perfect, but we so appreciate your sponsorship and we are very, very excited. As we begin, our first presenter for tonight, Naomi Nachman, is actually a very good friend of mine. Naomi has always been passionate about cooking. In 2004, Naomi started her own kosher personal chef business, the Aussie Gourmet, to pursue cater weekly and Shabbos and Yom Tov meals for families and individuals within the 5 towns and neighboring communities and beyond, including Alaska and Israel. Naomi is often sought after to give cooking demonstrations and produce kosher chop competitions throughout the New York, New Jersey metropolitan area, as well as across the country, where she shares her immense enthusiasm for food. And I've participated in a couple of them, and they're amazing. Naomi has her own cooking show on kosher.com called Sunny Side Up. Naomi also hosts her own weekly show, Table for Two with Naomi Nachman, on the Nachum Siegel Network, which covers all food-related topics. In addition, Naomi writes a monthly column for the Mishpacha magazine covering food trends and is also a contributing editor to the Jewish Home newspaper distributed in Long Island, Baltimore, and California, writing weekly articles and recipes. Naomi has also been a guest host on the QVC TV network and has been featured in cookbooks, a cooking CD, and a variety of newspaper articles covering topics related to cuisine presentation and personal chefs. In 2017, Naomi published her debut cookbook, Perfect for Pesach, and her second one, Perfect Flavors, in November of 2018, both through ArtScroll. So now, without further ado, I'd love to introduce Naomi Nachman.
Rob, thank you. So,
Naomi, I think you're muted. We can't hear you.
I think it's just that the host muted me. Okay, can you guys hear me?
I still can't hear you, I don't think.
I don't know why.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
I still can't hear you.
Oh no! I could sign it, but
Give me 1 second, working out the technical issues over here.
yeah, mine says I'm good to go.
Everybody give us 1 second as we're figuring out how to
I can
figure
hear
out
you.
this issue. Naomi, how about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can always hear you. I don't think you can hear me.
You're able to hear? Okay. Apparently we're good on Facebook, so you're good to go.
Okay, we're good to go.
Good.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. Rob, thank you so much. It's always so funny when I hear my bio read back to me. I'm like, I did that. That's crazy. I've really done a lot in the food world, but I really enjoy everything about food. And I'm so excited to be here. The minute Rob called me, we took care of it. He's like, I'm like, whenever you want, we're going to make this happen. And I'm very, very excited. Usually when I do a demo, a Zoom class, I can see everyone's faces, but we're doing this a little bit differently. So I can't see people's faces. But what I want to do is I want to encourage everyone to ask questions along the way. I want to pretend we're all in the Zoom room together. We're all in the one room. That's the hardest part about Corona for me, that I can't do live events with everyone. I feed off everyone's energy. And you see, I'm quite an energetic person. So just love being with people and traveling around and eating food. It's definitely got a little bit better. I don't know about you guys are in New Jersey, but in New York and the 5 town things have been open for a little while. We've had restaurants open. We walk around with our masks. I don't know if anyone follows me on Instagram. I just actually had to run to Stop and Shop to buy the Pesach thick chocolate chips because I'm actually doing this kosher Pesach in my Pesach kitchen. But I forgot to buy chocolate chips before Shabbos, so I just ran to Stop and Shop because there's a nice kosher section for Pesach. And masks on. I still, we still are wearing our masks, but at least we can be together in, through Zoom, in a space that we can share a love for food and cooking. So really, thank you so much. So with that, please feel free to ask questions. I put them in the chat, and Rob, you're going to read them out to me. Rob, you've got to put your face back on. Turn back your camera. I need to look at someone besides. I'm literally looking at myself, and I know I've got how many people are on this? Rob, is anyone out there? Is anyone there? Okay, so it's like talking to a mirror. Okay, so we're going to get started. We're going to go backwards. We're going to start with dessert because why not? This recipe is in my book, Perfect for Pesach, which I hope you all have, and you can get it through the shul, and the local store is going to have it. What was it called? Glut
27.
Glut 27. Rob, can you put your face back on?
You want to see me?
I want to see you. I can't. Otherwise, I'm just looking at myself.
I'm right here. There you go. Now
there
you go. And my audio's working, so we're doing good.
There's someone to the right.
Yeah. We're having a party over here.
Okay, good. So this is my book. It's available at Glut 27. And the first recipe we're doing, we're actually going to make this right now. The Rocky Road fudge. It's actually my mum's friend Hannah Hirsch in Australia gave me a recipe for Rocky Road cookies or fudge or something back in Australia when I was there for Pesach about 10 years ago, and I wanted to make it for the cookbook because I thought it was really unique. And she didn't really, she did a little of this and a little of that. Like my mum and her friends really know how to cook without recipes. So I kind of had to work it backwards, and this is what we came up with, this amazing fudge. And you can put anything you want into it because it's Rocky Road. It's got to have like marshmallows and nuts and chocolate, and you're good to go, but really you can throw in anything. So we're going to start off by making a ganache. I'm going to pull my camera down so you will see this. I'm just going to move a few extra things out of the way so you get a full focus, and I'll move the cameras. So I took a square pan, and what you do is you take off a bit of parchment paper to get the parchment paper to behave, because parchment paper likes to curl up. So you go like this. Or was that really loud? And you unroll it. And even though it's crinkled, it behaves. It doesn't try to roll up and jump out of the pan. You want to just line it with parchment paper. You want a little bit hanging off the side. Okay, so first we're preparing our pan. Can anyone put in the chat, are you guys cooking alongside me? I don't know if anyone has a Pesach kitchen. I'm literally going to be making this and save it for Pesach. Okay. In here we have a pot. I just tell this to everyone. I'm going to give you as many cooking tips as possible. Get yourself, if you are making Pesach, it's always good to use good quality stuff. Even though it's only for a week, it will last you forever. And as we know, we never know what's going to be with Pesach, where we go away or we stay home or we mix it up a little bit. It's always good to start off working with good quality pots and pans and equipment and really good quality ingredients. Everything I do, I really choose the best of what I can. Especially Pesach, sometimes it's a little bit compromised, but you got to find the best one out there for Pesach. Okay, so we're going to start with 1 bag of California gourmet chocolate chips. I happen to really love the quality. It's actually developed by a friend of mine. When Costco's chocolate chips became only dairy and you couldn't get private chocolate chips, she sourced the best chocolate she could, and she made this brand called California Gourmet chocolate chips. So we're going to start melting 1 bag of this. And as I said before, we're going to pretend we're in the room, and you're going to put in the chat questions. Rob, are you there with someone in the room? That's why you're wearing a mask?
Yeah, there are other people in the room as we prepare for our next part of the evening. We have a
Okay,
after
cool.
this.
I was like wondering, like you're home alone wearing a mask staring at a screen.
We're taking COVID very seriously, even through the screen,
You're in a room with someone else, you got to wear a mask.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Okay. All right. So now we're going to put in half a cup of non-whipped cream. Okay, this is the Pesach one. Now you can make this milchik for sure. I mean, that would be like the best. So what we're going to do is we're not turning on our flame. Can you guys just want to show? I'm going to bring the screen closer, bend it down so you can see what's happening right in my pot. I'm going to move this aside. Here is my chocolate chips. I'm just going to pour this in. Nothing too crazy. And on very low, I'm going to make sure the paper's far away because this is a gas top. We don't want to ignite the paper by accident. Do I know anyone that's watching? Can anyone let me know who, if you know me, put it up in the screen and Rob will call out your name. But I don't know who's watching.
I'm watching, so I'll let you know who responds.
I always like to work the room, but we're in Zoom land.
That's half the fun.
Here we're going to like let the chocolate and the cream melt, and that's what we call the ganache. So we want to do it slowly and carefully. We don't walk away while we do this, because what can happen is the chocolate can burn really fast. So I'm just stirring. Here you go. So you can see a little of me and a little of the chocolate. Okay, so it's just starting to come together nice and slowly. And I'm using this rubber spatula to get right into the nooks and crannies. We do not want to burn our chocolate. I already smell the chocolate going. I had Corona like right before Pesach last year, and it took away my smell. And I'm only now starting. I got it back about I could smell like at 10% all year, but just recently I'm starting to get my smell back more and more. So it's nice to be able to smell the chocolate. I had Corona back when people wore gloves and not masks. Okay. So yeah, it's starting to come together. Does anyone have any questions? And also, I just want to say, use good quality chocolate. Not so much in the brand or anything, but I do like California Gourmet. But this is 48%. You want to use 48% and higher. Just comes together a little bit better as it has more cocoa in it. Oh my God. I'm loving the smell. Okay, we just want to gently make a ganache. Mixing. I'm going to do this first so it sets by the end of the class. Any questions is anyone actually cooking with us, Rob?
Yes. So a bunch are actually. We just got a question. Somebody wanted if you could remind them, or I can read it out, the recipe, the ingredients rather, for the crepe recipe.
The crepe recipe? Did we give it out to everyone?
We gave it out. Yes.
Is there any way we can put it on the chat?
Yep, I'm going to put it on the chat.
Put it on the chat. That will be the next thing that we make. Also, and
I'm
as
so
we
excited.
do it,
We're so excited for what comes next.
Yeah, it's eggs, potato starch, salt, and water. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Starting to really melt. Okay, it's really great. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in some pistachios. Sadly, I could not get any marshmallows tonight at Stop and Shop. I know it's close to Pesach, but it's still 3 weeks away. So not even Gourmet Glatt doesn't have everything out on the shelf. So I picked up some coconut, because we love coconut, and some pistachios. So I'm going to sprinkle in some pistachios. They're salty. These are salted pistachios. The sweet chocolate and the salty pistachios will be amazing. And let's put in a little bit of, I'm using sweetened coconut flakes. Just going to put in like just a little bit, maybe quarter of a cup there. We're going to mix that together. This is fantastic. I'm going to shut off the flame. That's how easy this dessert is. And it freezes great, okay? So now we have we're taking our pan. This is like the easiest dessert. We're just going to fold it in. See how the paper kind of just flattened out when the chocolate went in? Really simple, really delicious. And what you do is you kind of like make sure you get right into the nooks and crannies of the parchment paper. Also do this with white chocolate, and you can even do layers. Just let the first layer set. See what I'm doing? I'm kind of just like making sure it's a nice square. Here we go. Our first dessert is done, but we're going to let it sit and firm up in the, I'm actually putting it in the fridge for now, okay? So we'll be ready for the end of the class to cut.
So Naomi, we have a few people who are texting in, a few people are watching and plan on cooking this in the next couple of weeks.
Hold on, I just put in the fridge. Hold on, what was the question?
Take your time. Oh no, you have a few people who are cooking on the spot alongside you. You have one or two people who are planning on using this for their Pesach Seder. So everybody's really excited.
Okay, great. This is fantastic.
We have another question. Can the would the fudge work with almond milk?
I'm not sure. Maybe with almond cream. I've never really done it. I'm not a dessert expert. I'm always very straight about that. I know what I know, but if I don't know,
we're trying to stump you early. We're trying to give you the hard-hitting questions first.
I'm happy not to know everything. I love to learn. If you have done it with any other powder creams, I don't love the fact it's, chemicals, but it's 1 week a year.
Awesome.
And it's really delicious.
Okay.
So,
we'll keep sending in. Everybody keep sending in your questions. I'll keep sending them over to Naomi.
Keep going. And the healthiest dessert I know is fruit. When people, funny story, when I first started my catering business and I said, I'll cater to your needs. Someone asked me sugar-free, egg-free, gluten-free cookie. I made something. It tasted terrible. And I said, after that, I couldn't give it to her. I threw it out. And I said, if you want something like that, I'm going to order you a fruit platter. So
100%.
Okay, so let's start making our appetizer now. We're going to jump from dessert to the appetizer. We're going to make our crepes. Now, these crepes are great for ayalakshan, to make noodles, for your chicken soup, or for cheese splinters. We are going to instead make something for an appetizer. It's called Southwest egg rolls. They are delicious. Did anyone, Glut27, do you carry salsa in your store? Are they there?
I'm waiting to hear what they say. I believe they do.
Okay.
They do, right? Yeah, they do.
I had to run around town. I went to 5 stores to try to get kosher Pesach salsa because Gourmet Glut didn't have it in yet. And I had to get a new brand. It's usually Gold that makes it. So I'm now using Mikey's, just FYI. So I'm very happy that you guys have it. All right, so let's start with making the blintz crepes. You need a very good fry pan. This fry pan has literally, I want to show you this to the camera. Can you guys see this with the lighting? There's not a scratch on this. It's 17 years old. I can't say the same for the back. This is 17 years old. I treat this with love and respect. When I'm done cooking with it, I wash it with water and soap and my hand. Nothing is ever allowed to scratch this, or you do not get beautiful crepes. These are not expensive. They're about the brand I'm using. I got 17 years ago when I started my Pesach catering business. It's Berndes, Berndes. You can own, as of last year, they were like $70 on Amazon. I bought mine at Bed Bath & Beyond for $20. You can buy other brands, just like this. The Cuisinart brand is also excellent. This is 9.5-inch non-stick crepe pan. That's basically what you need.
Naomi, your timing was perfect because a bunch of people just texted in asking where to get the pan right as you answered. So you're ahead of the game.
And I know what you're going to ask. I'm anticipating your questions. So I'm trying to give you as much information. And guys, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to reach out to me, especially on Instagram, I'm happy to answer questions. I hope you'll all follow me on Instagram as well. But I will answer all your questions anytime. I'm very good about that. Okay, so we're going to place my crepe pan just down on the burners. Let's start making our mix. So I have 12 eggs. Now it's a huge batch, but I feel like if you're going to make it, you're really going to make it. In my bowl, I have 6 tablespoons of potato starch and a teaspoon of kosher salt. I never, ever, ever use table salt. So I'm putting that in here with my cup of water. You can put it in a food processor. That's it. And you can blend it in the food processor or use a hand mixer. But that's more equipment to buy or to take out. I use a lot of equipment from the Kosher Cook. You know, they have, the milk and flake sheet. Have a look. See how here it says the Kosher Cook and meat? So I have a lot of stuff. In fact, I help put them together a Pesach package. So if you don't have kalim or you need new kalim, there is nothing like a new knife, especially Pesach time. You can go to the website and it has a perfect for Pesach, Naomi's picks for Pesach, and you can get all the things I recommend that you can't, survive Pesach without this kitchen equipment. Okay, so I'm just whisking it together. I'm going to make sure that the potato starch is well incorporated. Nothing like a good quality whisk also. See this whisk? It's brand new. My other one got bent and I had to throw it out. One of these wires got like that. So I got myself a new one. There's one yolk that won't scramble. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. I'm going to show you how to make a few of them. And I'm going to show you how to make the lokshen as well. I think that people appreciate how to do the lokshen, right? When you get me, you really get me.
There you go.
Above and beyond.
We love it.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is let's get our filling going. Again, so funny story I talk about good quality. My Pesach dishes, actually my best quality dishes, these are all clad. About 10 years ago on Black Friday, someone put up on a WhatsApp chat, well, probably wasn't even 10 years ago, 7 years ago, for $1,600 set on sale for $400 on Black Friday, and I clicked the link. I don't even know what link it was. For $400, I bought myself these amazing pots and pans, all clad, and I really see the difference. It's very good quality. All right, now switching into, where's my onion? Here we go. Knife skills. So maybe I should just move this table away for a second. Okay, so can you all see my onion?
Yep, we can see it perfectly.
Okay, great. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of a knife skills class. This is the stem, and this is the root tip, okay? We're going to cut the onion right through the center.
Naomi, whenever you have a second, a couple people want you to hold up your Pesach cookbook again because they want to see what it looks like so they know what to grab.
Okay. It's going to be sold through the Shul, right? And a Glatt 27.
Through Glatt 27, that's right. There you go.
Very close to a sellout of a 15,000 run. So I want this to be the year we go to reprint. That's every book author's dream. Okay, so see here the tip and the root and the stem are in half. So what I do now is I peel back the stem, and we just want to peel that, put the knife down. I want to peel that back. This is a really tough skin. Wow. Okay. Here we go. Very papery. Wow. The one time I'm doing a class for Pesach, and the onion gives me trouble. Here we go. Okay, so see how I've ripped back the papery skin, and I've made it go like there's the root tip, right? It's holding the onion together. Okay, holds all those layers together. We want to cut little pieces. So what we do is I'm going to cut. I'll come up close to the camera. I'm cutting down that way. Then I'm going to cut inwards, and then I'm going to cut down that way. So I get tiny little squares. I'm cutting down close to the root tip. Now I'm cutting into the root tip. One cut, two cut, and I can even get a third cut. Now I'm cutting down, but I'm holding my hand like a claw, like this. So my knuckle's going to stick out and protect the rest of my hand as I cut down. I will never cut my fingers because my knuckle's protecting it. See, it overhangs. I don't know if you can see, but it overhangs. I'll do it side on. I'm actually going to switch knives. This will be better. See my knife is only going to hit this knuckle like this. It's safe. So I can technically look at you and cut because I know that my fingers are being protected by that knuckle. It's actually a Santuco knife. It's really great. Actually, a friend of mine gave it to me. It even has my name in it for my cookbook. It says Perfect Flavors, the name of my second cookbook. Again, let's do that again. Let's peel back the root tip. We're peeling back the stem. Again, down. Into the onion, and then down. See, I can look and do this because my knuckle is protecting my fingers. Okay. We're going to get up nice and hot now. Throw out my onion peel. Cleaning up. You got to clean up as you cook, right?
That's right. That's right. Got to keep it clean.
Got to keep it clean. So now we're going to take a little bit of Pesach oil. I call it Pesach oil because it's not my favorite oil to use. I've actually a whole explanation of oil in the book. My very close friend Beth Warren, she's a nutritionist, and my book has, besides recipes, has really good information. There's a whole thing here, 2 pages, all about oils and what to use for Pesach and what's good oil and what's bad oil. What are better oils? Okay, so we want to have it nice and hot. This recipe is also a great recipe to use up chicken soup leftovers. You know, we have a lot of chicken soup going on Yom Tov and Friday night. And what do you do with all that? Like, we love chicken soup in our house for time. It's like, what are you going to do with that leftover chicken? So this is actually literally my Pesach chicken soup that I made for Shabbos, even though it's not Pesach. I made it in my Pesach kitchen. So I'd have this for my class for you. So you just like debone all the chickens and take it off and save this precious. You can throw it into a salad. Actually, in Perfect Flavors, I hope you'll get that one too. The non-Pesach one. For the after 51 weeks a year, I have a great Asian salad to do with for the book. To do with your leftover chicken. So I'm just taking like, a handful of leftover soup chicken. Just kind of take it off the bone, pull it apart, Okay, let's get those onions in. You ready for the sizzle, the big sizzle? Is that the best sounding cooking? That is the best sounding cooking. I love it. Let's get all those onions in. And we're going to saute them. Okay. Big piece there. Big piece there. Wow. What I want to do now is I want to just cut up my chicken. Making sure there are no bones in there either. Because nobody wants to bite into a bone while they're having an appetizer, ever. Nobody ever wants to bite into a bone. I have the salsa and I have the barbecue sauce all measured out as well.
Naomi, a question that was asked was, do you have any tips or tricks for dealing with tearing eyes when cutting onions?
So I don't wear glasses, but people say contact lenses help. I've never found anything effective. I'm not crying. Maybe my eyes are tougher. Oh, one thing I will say, a sharp knife, because if the knife is sharp, it means it doesn't have a jagged edge. If it has a jagged edge, which are like microscopic tears in the knife, it rips the onion more. Rather giving it a clean cut, it'll give it a jagged microscopic little cuts, and all the alliums will be released and make you cry more. So always start off with sharp knives. That definitely helps. A bit of onion there. Okay, this smells amazing. We want to add a little bit of salt. I'm very generous with my salt. I love salt. Okay. We just want those to soften and get translucent. We have our chicken ready to go in. Okay, do we have any questions from anyone? Rob, are there any questions that we want to?
Not this second. I'm looking for more.
Saute means jump, by the way. It's French for jump because we jump the onions. You go like this. Got a little bit of skin in there. Okay, so let's get in our chicken. See, what I did was I turned my knife over because I never want to take the sharp edge of my knife and scratch that beautiful edge on the cutting board. So I turn my knife over. I scrape that way. Let's incorporate this in. Looking good already.
While you're cooking, Naomi, we're reposting up your the ingredients so that the people who are not cooking on the spot but plan on cooking have another chance to take a look at them.
Okay, great. Now we're going to add in our salsa. Salsa. I tell you a funny story. When I was at Gourmet Glatt trying to buy the salsa, I kept saying to the guys that work there, you know, I'm like, guys, I'm looking for salsa. And they're like, didn't know what I was talking about. I'm like, you know, the red salt, you know, chips and Mexican salsa. And they kept pointing me to the red sauces, like the Geffen marinara sauce, because they thought I was saying sauces, not salsa. And then someone stopped me and goes, Naomi, you have to say salsa. So I'm like, Mexican chips, tacos. They're like, oh, salsa. So they finally got to tell me they didn't have the Pesach salsa in yet. But I'm like, you know, my accent definitely makes my day a little bit funnier. Sometimes frustrating. So here we have our filling. Looks good, eh? Okay. I'm going to just leave that to cook down a little bit on a flame next to me off camera. And here we're going to, and now we're going to make the, read my counters. Going to make the yummy, 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 hold on, crepes. Now you can do these savory as well, sweet as well. We're going to make them, let me just, always remix it. I love making crepes. I do a whole dairy set crepes as well. Sugarless. I'm just off camera getting a measuring spoon, a measuring cup, I should say.
Naomi, one of the questions that was asked is the ingredients for the crepe. If you're doing it sweet or savory, does the ingredient for the crepe itself change or just the filling?
No, just if you're making this savory, like you could add in some fresh herbs and it'll make it like with a nice green tinge, like in Perfect Flavors I have where you add in a savory crepe and you add in dill, and then you can do mushrooms, mushroom onion filling, and you have this really nice dill and mushrooms go really well together. If you're doing something a little bit sweeter, you could put a drop of sugar into it, like vanilla sugar, and then you can put it inside jam and nuts and drizzle with chocolate. I'm making you all hungry. Okay, so whisking that. So what we do now is we take a paper towel and we take our oil. And we add a drop of oil, but now we're going to wipe it out. And as we wipe it out, wipe around, just like that. You want to make sure that it's oiled, but not too greasy. Okay, now we want it to get nice and hot. So keep the oiled paper towel next to me so I can refill. And we want this to get hot. So very important that this gets hot. I'm going to take a paper plate. And we're going to start. Now, you can either use a quarter or a third measuring cup. Okay, so I'm using a third. What we're going to do, that fills very nicely with the circumference, in the middle. Circumference is the whole thing right inside, right? The surface area, I should really say, of the whole crepe. Rob, I was just at the Doral this week.
Where are you? How was it?
I had a chasana there.
Was it weird being there as a guest
Yes.
instead of working?
Yes, very. I kept thinking, remember that game Elimination or something, or Murder Assassination that we used to play?
Yes, Assassin.
I was going to jump out and scream at me.
That's right. The game never ended. That's why we sent you back there.
Okay, so now I'm taking my measure. I'm filling it with egg mixture. And I'm pouring it in. And see, quickly with my wrist. Swirling, 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 swirling. See what I just did?
Amazing.
I don't split these crepes. There are no flip crepes. The recipe is in the book and you've got it. Hey, look at another one of my kosher cook great tools is my rubber spatulas.
Which, by the way, are available at Lot 27. They have the whole line. So anybody looking for them. Yep.
Yes, awesome. So go get them there. Whatever you want, they are amazing. They are really great stuff. And thank you for letting me know that. I've actually seen that being sold. Like I was in Israel. My daughter had a baby and I was allowed to go to Israel in December. And I saw it in one of the supermarkets. There were a whole line of kosher cook. I'm like, that guy's got his stuff everywhere. From New Jersey, 5 towns, and Beit Shemesh.
There we go.
Look, guys, see how it's set in the middle? It feels firm. I can even touch it. Okay, it's ready. Look, I can even shake it. I didn't do anything to it. I didn't go around the edge. Shake it. Done. One. Next one. Stir from the bottom. Okay, ready? With a wrist action. As soon as it goes in the pan, you got to start stirring. See? And you just kind of swirl, swirl, swirl. It's all in the wrist. And it's on quite a high flame because you want it to instantly cook. Okay, look at our sauce over here. It looks delicious. Just like I'm mixing it here, just showing you. So you can see what's happening. All the flavors and the sauces are coming together. This is a really great appetizer. Okay, done. Next one. See, it only takes a few seconds. There's a little bit there, a little spot there. Just needs another second. Sometimes if it's taking too long, I'll just kind of like push it down. Look, I didn't really do much. And if that happens and you just flip it back. Again, done. Next one. How's it going by you guys? Tell me what's happening in your kitchens. Tell Rob what's happening so we can tell me.
So a few people are asking what advice you would give them if they have the issue of it starting to stick to the pan. Anything they can do to save the flame.
Oil.
There's more oil.
Also, you've got to invest in a good pan. Remember, I've had this for 7. I've literally made thousands of crepes on this by treating it with really good care. So if it's got some scratches, so you'll use a little bit more oil. I've actually shut off my crepe, my chicken filling, so we can start to cool. It's not quite set yet. I get a little. And guys, we've got a brand new recipe that I've never demoed before coming up. It's a brand new recipe. I've made it several times.
Charoset is my favorite part of Pesach. So when I saw that you were making a charoset style chicken, I was so excited.
I know, everyone's really excited about it. I have a charoset salad in the cookbook. I thought, let's do something with chicken. Look at that. Next. How's everyone going? Let me know when everyone's got a few of them. What's my time check, Rob? I know I talk a lot.
You are at 8:43.
Okay, can I keep going? I've got another recipe after this.
Naomi, can you repeat the brand of the crepe pan? A couple people are asking.
About what?
The brand of the crepe pan that you're currently using.
Okay, so I don't even know if you can get this actually. Can I just have a look? Let me have a look, guys. I'm actually going to go onto Amazon on my phone while I'm doing
Naomi,
this.
you know, this is a sign. You got to start having your own, line of cooking tools.
Amazon, go. So now I'm going to put on. Okay, I need to go to like Amazon.com.
While Naomi's looking, I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't had a chance yet, to take a peek over at thechesedfund.com/Ahavas Achim. And keep tuning in for more things to come, and please donate and help support our cause.
Okay, I'm going to the Bernese crepe pan. The one that I have now, the 9.5-inch one. I've never actually seen it for so cheap. Guys, it's $48. It's fantastic. I think this is the best one out there. I got mine for $20 17 years ago. Underneath it is the Cuisinart. It's $24. Have a look. I'm just showing you. How do I do it this way?
There you go.
Is that good? So this top one is the
perfect.
Bernese, and this one underneath is $25. It's the non-stick Cuisinart one, which I also have and absolutely love. It's probably a bit more economical than $25 one, but that's fair. That's a fair price. See, I just kind of lifted the papery edge up when it wasn't moving. Okay, I'm going to do one more, guys, because I want to show you how to roll them, how to make a actually need a few for that. Now, I want to show you two to fill. Okay, this is going to be the last one. See, keep going, swirling till all the liquid has caught up and been cooked on the side. See what I'm doing? See. Ta-da! Okay, So 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I'm going to show you 4 A. Okay. Just going to get my cutting board. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. So I've got 4 like this, and I layer them on top of each other. Let me just wipe my area around. This one's ready, and let me just take the opportunity to throw up another one while we're doing this so I can fill it for you. Just want to make sure everyone can see what I'm doing. Turn, 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 turn. Turn wrist, turn, 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 turn. Turn those wrists. So I made a little stack here. I've got my knife. Okay, can you see what I'm going to do now? I'm bringing it much closer. Can you guys see my hands? Rob, can everyone see my hands?
Yep.
What I'm doing is I'm rolling it up, all of them. This is how we make lokshen. Old-fashioned way. You see this log? And just like I hold my hand with an onion and I claw it, I'm making tiny, thin, not tiny, but long. They are very thin slices. Here we have now homemade lokshen. Can you guys see? No,
Naomi, they're saying that they can see, but if you can move it slightly up. Yep, there you go. That's perfect. There you go.
I'm going to shut off the flame for now on there. Everything. Okay, that's probably better. See, I'm holding it, and I'm making the thinnest of thin. And it'll be like this. It'll look like this. And then you open it up. Kind of like toss it like that. And this is what 4 looks like. You want them to be very thin. That's the key. And you know, I would grab like about 6 at a time. Here we go. This is 4. I do 1 egg lokshen per person. So if I'm having 12 people, I would make 12, which is 1 batch. And they freeze great. Okay? Sorry, I have to grab a picture. In the middle of a class. That's so pretty,
If you don't take a picture, it doesn't count.
Exactly. Okay. Here we go. All right. So now we're going to do. We're just going to, as we clean our workspace, let me show you how to roll the crates. I'm going to do it in the pan here like this. I'm just going to switch. I'm going to switch, put the lokshen in the pan, in the foil, so I can use the cutting board. I think you'll see better. See, I put the lokshen in here. All right, so what we want to do is we want to just, there's a nice side that was facing up, and the ugly side, which was facing the heat, goes on the inside. You flip it over, okay? Now we're just going to take some filling, and we're going to put it, can everyone see this?
Yep, we can see it.
The bottom third. And you do stuff, cabbage like this, you do blinters like this, you do egg rolls like this. Okay, so we roll it up 1/3. Then we do each side, and we roll it up. Ta-da! Here we have a Southwestern egg roll. If you want, you can fry each side up afterwards, just to give it a little bit of color. But I actually don't do that. When I serve it to my family, we just eat it like this.
Naomi, somebody asked if you freeze before or after cutting.
Okay. The loction?
Yes, I believe that's what they're referring to.
I freeze it cut. Yeah, one more. The sides. The sides. There you go. Look how pretty these are.
That
These
is incredible.
Great. But what I want you to do is, if you are freezing it, let me just find my parchment paper. I'm sure they sell this at Glut 27. If you just want to, if you are freezing it like now, I'm going to give you a freezing tip in a minute. You put it on parchment paper. You always freeze it on parchment paper, or else it will stick to the pan. And then you can layer them up also between layers of parchment paper as well. When you freeze them and you want to defrost them for it, ready to defrost them, I kind of put them straight into the oven. So they defrost, they might get a little bit waterlogged, and we don't ever want that. That's because you get these tiny, tiny little ice crystals that make things soggy, and we don't ever want soggy food. So if you put them straight into a hot oven, those little ice crystals right away evaporate, and you have a delicious meal, and no one will ever know you froze it. That's a big key. I freeze potato kugels can be frozen. All kinds of kugels can be frozen. Kishka can be frozen from my cookbook. So like a lot of prep ahead steps you can make. This year, remember, we're starting off with Pesach, which follows Shabbos. So your Shabbos is already got to be a little bit Pesachtic. So you can make that cholent on Shabbos. And then there's some other recipes that I can share with people. If you follow me on Instagram, that have, you've got your crock pot on. You can't disconnect it, right? So wash out the pot the next day on, first day Yom Tov, and you can put something else in it. You can make a soup in the crock pot. You can make a roast in the crock pot, getting fresh food. You might want to cook it all beforehand, but I'm happy to throw up something in the morning to, cook up for later on that day. So,
Naomi, any suggestions on what to do with the lokshen? A couple people asked.
Like, what do you mean? Goes into soup. You could do pasta and sauce, but I've never done that. Marinara sauce and cheese. I've never done that. We just have it in chicken soup. But I would put it into a quart container and freeze it. It's really, okay. And you don't even, that you can even just defrost. You're not worrying about it being soggy because it's going into chicken soup. So you don't have to worry about that whole issue. You just put it in a quart container and you're good to go. How are we doing, guys? We're doing okay? Do we have time for one more quick recipe?
Yep, we're good. We're good on time. Okay.
Because I know that we've got an hour and you've got more exciting things going on. So let me just switch everything around here. That's off camera. We need the frying pan. Okay. Actually, this is an awesome frying pan. This is actually on sale for $16. Look how massive it is. It's 14 inches, non-stick. I have to share where I got things from, okay? Because I think it's really important. And people always ask questions. I got this from Culinary Depot. They're actually a from company. They live in open it for you and ship it to you for $16 plus whatever I guess the shipping is. But it is phenomenal. I have cooked so much food in this pan this year. I got it a few weeks ago. And so when I started cooking for this season for my customers, and I'm obsessed with this pan. If anybody wants to reach out, I'll send you the link, or I can send it to Rob. But it's really amazing. And for $16, get yourself one for Pesach and one for during the year. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to make cake, Harosset inspired capons. So I have everything here on my plate, ready to rock and roll. Let's start off again. We're sauteing that onion. My grandmother always used to say, but she said it in Yiddish. Everything starts off with a geprekel to tzibele. You know what that means? Anyone here speak Yiddish? It means a fried onion. So we're going to start off by sauteing an onion. Again, with a knife skill, putting it back. I could have, I would like to show that how important it is to have good technique. Oh, what's that? Go in, go down. Good technique is cleaning up while you're going. I'm just, whoops, I forgot to take off that skin. Our oil is getting hot. I'm going down, down, down. In. You want to always try to cut with even pieces so you can get even quickly. It's not, I put some onions fill in, it wasn't quite hot enough yet. So we're going to let that get a little bit hotter before we add that in. Now we're going to take out our food processor. It's right here on the counter.
Naomi, I know you cover it in your cookbook, but a couple people are asking, what would you recommend as your go-to Pesach oil?
Good question. Depends on what it's for. Cottonseed oil, not my favorite oil during the year, but I would use that for now. Okay, I'm just taking out a grating piece. Guys, another really, or avocado oil if you can get it with a hechsher for Pesach. Okay, so I have this great Braun food processor. They're not expensive at all. And it does so much. Can hold a whole bag of 5 pounds of potatoes in here. Okay, so I'm going to saute my onions. Oh, we got our sizzle. Baruch Hashem. So we're waiting for. Okay, so now we've got our potatoes. Got a little black there while it was waiting for the clock. We're going to shred our sweet potatoes. Now, sweet potatoes really aren't out of anyone's charosset tradition, but I feel like it adds a little bit of bulk to the charosset, which is being cooked. I think apples would just make it too mushy. So we're going to grate our potatoes and our apples.
Yeah. Naomi, what are your thoughts on safflower oil? Was one of the questions asked. Safflower oil? I might be mispronouncing that.
Safflower oil. Safflower is excellent oil. You're right. I forgot about my safflower oil. Where's my other apple? Here we go. Safflower oil. You're right. I didn't need to. You're right. I have safflower oil.
Our viewers are keeping you honest. They're keeping you on your toes.
No. Safflower is excellent. Sometimes you buy what's on sale. But really safflower oil is excellent. I learned actually that from one of my clients actually taught me about safflower oil. What was the other thing I was going to say about oils? Hold on. I use a lot of olive oil because I like that the best. Okay, I did this with his skin on. Just trying to see all these little bits that get under the blade. You don't want to lose all those good bits. So I said before that sweet potatoes aren't really part of charosset, but it gives it a little bit of bulk because I felt like apples was going to disintegrate the capons. I also did this with chicken on the bone with thighs, and I put the mixture under the between the skin and the meat. Okay, so we've sauteed our onions. Okay. Now we're going to add in our apples and our everything else, basically. So we're going to put in our apples and our sweet potato. We'll saute that for a few minutes. It's a really great stuffing. You should think about this for Thanksgiving. And that's why you need a really good 14-inch pan, because it really does hold a lot. As I said before, if anybody wants the link, I can send it to Rob, and you can put it up in the chat. Do people want the link? $16, you can go no wrong.
I'll make sure to put it up afterwards. If you want to send it to me, I'll send it out to everybody.
Okay, I'll WhatsApp it to you.
Yeah,
okay.
You can send it afterwards, no problem.
So I just want that to like soften for like a minute, get a little bit of color, and then we're gonna add in what else goes into charoset. If this was a class that I was doing with kids, woo, I would have them call out to me, what goes in? So what goes in? Rob's the only one I'm really knowing that I'm saying.
Oh boy, all right, putting me on the spot. Okay.
What goes into charoset, Rob?
Apples.
Done, check.
Okay. Wine or grape juice?
Grape juice. So we do wine. So
wine. Okay,
this is
great.
a quarter of a cup of cream malaga, my husband's favorite wine. He does not like to drink anything dry. So when I go to wine and food dinners, by company, I get invited a lot to some wine dinners. When companies release new wines, I'll invite like I don't know, cookbook authors and people in kosher media to come and try their wine. And I did never bring him because he's like, where's the cream malaga? I'm like, out. So I started bringing my son-in-law until he made aliyah, until my kids made aliyah. Okay, so now we're going to add in Svi's favorite wine, cream malaga. What else, Rob?
Walnuts.
Nuts?
Or nuts.
Nuts. We have ground almonds.
Almonds.
So here we have a quarter of a cup of ground almonds. That's our binder. Like our almond flour almost. This is actually from Yum Tea Nuts. Do you guys sell that at your store? 27. Why is it called Nut 27? Why 27?
Great question, because the store is on Route 27, which is the main road that drives through town.
Okay, there you go. I was there once for Shabbos like 20 years ago.
So once COVID's over, that means we owe you an invite. I've been to you for Shabbos, so now we owe you an invite.
I'm coming.
Done.
We'll see the baby. Okay. All right. Now, what else goes into it? What else? Come on, everyone from the audience. We've done cinnamon. Oh, I gave it away.
You gave it away.
Done nuts. We've done apples. We've done wine. Now we're going to add in our cinnamon. And we want to give it like a little bit of liquid. We're going to add in a little bit of chicken soup. This is the leftover chicken soup from my chicken soup for Shabbos that I made. So we would have chicken. You will need a little bit of liquid just to help soften it. If you don't have liquid, I use this. The Manischewitz started making this like not the powder, but it's broth. Perfectly prepared Bobby style. And I'm a Bobby, so I give you a thumbs up. Okay. And it has no MSG, so I like that. I'm just reading the ingredients. Okay, so my house is kind of smelly like Pesach already. Anyone who's cooking, smell the house smells like cinnamon and apples? I feel like it's Erev Pesach feel. Like it's right here, guys. It's 3 weeks away. I've been talking about Pesach for 10 weeks because I do Pesach catering and I have my book and, I try to hype everyone up and people go, stop talking about it. We haven't had Purim yet. But I feel like everyone's caught up to me. Okay, so here we have our lovely, lovely, lovely mixture. All these flavors are coming together. And now we're going to stuff it. Now, as I said before, you can do this with chicken on the bone. You just put it under the skin, between the flesh and the skin.
My wife is watching and is embarrassed at how little I know about charosa.
Well, that's because you've gone away, Rob, all those years working.
That's what I said, and I brought her along with us one of those years too.
Oh, she came?
The last year when we were in Arizona.
Oh, we went together at the Doral. That's where Rob and I met. We both were working on a program. I was doing cooking demos. Okay, so here, this is really nicely mixed. I'm going to keep the camera on the whole time now. On the food. Okay. Okay, I have a very, very fancy Pesach oven to tableware dish. You ready to see it? It's very fancy. Ta-da! Okay, I really do have a really nice fancy one, but right now I'm going to put it in here. When it's done, I'm going to bake it off in this. Okay. So we're going to do it with capons. Capons are deboned dark meat chicken cutlets. Grabbing my gloves. My butcher has it. Do you sell? Are you guys a butcher at Flat 27?
Yes, they are. Yep.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna.
I was gonna say it's you owe us a visit very clearly.
Yes. Okay, so what I do is it comes nicely rolled up like this. This is from my supermarket from Meglat. I open it up like this. If it's got any like pagiot, like it's kind of like a pagiot. If it's got anything like any bone, just you'll cut it out. You pull it out. They had a little bit of a bone. What I'm going to do is, well, let's shut that off now. I'm only doing 4 pieces of chicken. I don't need 8 for now. Okay, so here is my filling. I put it inside like this. Okay. I just opened it up. Put the chicken down. I'll do another one in case people didn't see that. I'm just going to put it here on the over the pan like that. And I'm just going to roll it up. And see this little bit of skin that's hanging off the side there? I'm going to just stick it to that. Pushing any extra bit left over. Seam side down. I'm going to put it in my very fancy roasting pan. Okay. Again. I'm going to pick one up. I'm going to open it up like that. Any bits that are like got bone in it, just pull it out. That little bit there.
Naomi, do you recommend using a toothpick to keep it together, or is it not really necessary?
No. When protein cooks, it becomes solid. I don't want to contaminate this whole mixture by using my hands to grab another bit because you have to be careful with raw chicken. So I'm just taking a little bit with my handle there. And then I'm just rolling it up. Sometimes if you go the wrong way, that's okay too. Yeah, one more. Check for those little bones again, that little bit there. Take a little bit out. Rolling it up. You just kind of like move the skin till, it looks pretty, like that. And I really want you guys to ask me questions because I think it's really important. If you have anything, I'm always here for everyone. Okay, and one more.
Somebody asked if you line the pan with parchment paper or spray the bottom.
No, straight in. That's when you freeze it. Rolling it up here. Now, just going to take my gloves off. I'm going to add some salt and some garlic powder paprika, just for a bit of color. Just pat it around. Now I take the, I was so careful not to cross-contaminate it. And then I touch the chicken, then I grab the thing. Okay, I have to cook it all up now. See, you have to be very careful. And just take a little bit of the charoset. You can just like put it around. So all these yummy juices from the chicken and this leftover charoset can go inside. Actually, I realize now that I put the wine and the broth into the charoset mixture, but you need a little bit also in for your, all the directions are in the recipe packet. Look how cool that looks. So if you do a really nice oven to tableware dish, you can just transfer it over. But it does need a little bit of liquid and broth in with a mixture. So you're going to take a quarter of a cup of the wine. Just going to add a quarter of a cup of wine's worth in, and the chicken broth, because you do want the broth in the pan while it cooks. Okay. Now this goes into the oven, covered for 1 hour.
Naomi, people are going nuts for this in the comments.
They are
Loving it.
Oh, yay! Here we go. So here is my recipe. I'm covering this. Now, I'm covering this. I just gave myself such a beautiful paper cut. I'm covering this. We're going to bake it for 1 hour covered. And then we're going to take it off for half an hour. That wasn't big enough. I want it to be really well covered because then it will, here we go, like this. Okay, goes into the oven for an hour, and then you uncover it for half an hour. So let's set a timer for 1 hour. 1 hour. Okay. I cut myself on the foil. That's the worst. Okay, so we have a little bit of a mess over here. I'm going to just clean this up. Put away our spices. So guys, I hope that if you don't have a Pesach cookbook and you're going to buy a cookbook, that you'll get mine if you don't have it. I'm going to come over and sign them when this is all over. I mean, not the class, Corona. When I come to Rob's for shoppers.
That's right.
I got everything right. 27. What restaurants do you guys have out by you guys?
Naomi, one question real fast. Somebody asked what temperature it should be going in at.
350.
350. We have a bunch of restaurants, actually. Let's see if I can name them all.
Yeah,
all
go.
Right. All right. So we have Sushiana, which is sushi. We have The Bridge, which is actually Turkish food, and interesting, was a restaurant in town that was not kosher and became kosher. It's outstanding.
Oh,
we
wait,
have
wait.
Yeah, it's great. We have Park
After
Place,
Pesach,
which
I'm
is
coming.
done
I'm just going to eat.
Right, exactly. We have Park Place, which is American fare. We have Jerusalem Pizza, which is pizza. We have China Lee, which is Chinese food. We have Giddy's, which is also pizza. And last but not least, we have the Orchid, which is like a traditional deli.
Okay, yum. Okay, so you're quite set over there.
Excuse me, Naomi. He's a very humble young man, but there's also Kosoko, which is a smoked beef company, which is growing and will become famous internationally.
Well, I can't wait.
Neither can we.
And you're unbiased. We're three of us in town are starting to do packaged smoked meat. So
Oh, hello. You need
yeah.
me to come and try it.
Absolutely. When you come for Shabbos.
Okay, so wait. So now let's go back to dessert. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm just ready. Okay. I'm looking for something that's clean. I'm going to take a new knife. Wait, where's a knife? Here's a knife over here. I'm going to get a new cutting board. Here we go. Can you see this? Look at this, guys. A fudge. It's supposed to be fudgy. And it is. Just make a little cut. Yeehaw, cowboy.
That looks incredible.
I'm so excited. Yay. All right. So let's recap what were the chickens in the oven. Our Southwest egg roll blintzes or egg rolls, our lokshen, bonus, our delicious fudge, and our chicken is in the oven. So we did
Naomi,
good.
when the chicken's done, if you can send us a picture, we'll send it out. Everybody wants to see what it looks like when it's finished.
Okay,
So.
cool. So yeah, it takes an hour and a half to cook. So
No problem, no rush.
thanks, guys. Have a great rest of the night and a Shavua Tov, and thank you so much for having me.
Naomi, thank you so much for joining us. This was amazing. I think I speak for everyone that I am starving right now after watching that. And we definitely need to have you here in town definitely soon.
And we have to do a chop competition, everyone.
Absolutely. We did that together. It was great. We'll have to do another one. Amazing. I love it.
How many
Naomi,
people watch? How many people are here? Do we know?
We can only see part of the numbers, but combined we're at over 100.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of people.
Great, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks, Naomi. We'll see you soon, okay?
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, Naomi.
Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for the first half. We are in the process of getting set up for the second half of our evening. So please bear with us for a few minutes as we get set up for a live concert featuring Rob Taub of the Avi Meza Orchestra. We'll see you in a minute. Oh, you take it off. You're fine.
We do a little sound check. Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1, 2, check. I'm just gonna leave the mic out. I mean, it probably can pick me up in a room anyway. So. That's great. Okay, we good? You're good to go, okay? Okay. All right, here we go. Yep.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. We are so excited to bring you the second portion of our evening. Before we continue, I just want to thank everybody again for joining us. I want to thank Naomi Nachman for that incredible cooking demo. I certainly want to have every single one of those recipes. Huge shout out to our corporate sponsor, Glot 27. We also want to once again thank the family sponsor for the evening, the Ostrin family, sponsoring in honor of David Becker and Rob Harburger. Again, not everybody's perfect in deciding who they sponsor in honor of, but we're very appreciative. We are thrilled to have Rob Taub with us of the Avi Meza Orchestra. Rob is a guitarist and vocalist with the Avi Meza Orchestra, who has a distinguished musical career as a country and reggae singing artist and producer, including collaboration with such celebrity vocalists as James Taylor, Hank Williams Jr., and Leon Russell. Rob also covers other genres from Israeli, Yiddish to classic rock and folk hits, and will entertain us with a mix of Jewish themed music in his indelible style and engaging skills. Without further ado, I give you Rob.
Thank you, Rob. Everybody here. Meza gave me out of retirement in New York City. Get away from my home, where I've been for the past couple months. Thank you. Crowding out there and putting their hands, and it's a real pleasure for me to be able to do that song and really feel like spring is coming. Turn the volume up a little bit. Okay. Which one are you using? How's that? Yeah, I really feel like spring is coming and summer's coming. It's been a long time since I've been out here in Jersey with Avi's band. This is a song that we do pretty much every gig we get together and kind of start out with. So maybe I'll do this and I'll bring it just some beats. Oh, say shalom, shalom, Roma. Ooh, I say shalom. Oh, say shalom, shalom, Roma. Ooh, I say shalom. Ooh, I say shalom, shalom, Aleinu. Oh, Baruch Israel. Hey, Shalom Aleinu. Shalom Aleinu. Shalom Aleinu. Shalom Aleinu. That's more like it. That's more like it, guys. I am slaying the 5 people that are in here. And how many are out there, guys?
We were at north of 100.
North of 100. Oh yeah, and I wanted to say, I really enjoyed the cooking show. I was hearing it from over here from backstage, and it really made me hungry. So, you know, I really want to see that picture of that chicken and maybe get some of those recipes. Yeah. So, all right. So now you folks might be wondering, like, what's a boy from Illinois doing singing all these Jewish songs? Well, you know, Avi and a lot of my friends in New Jersey and New York and Brooklyn, I have a lot of friends in Brooklyn who are, you know, really good. Have shown me a lot of music and a lot of really great stuff about the Jewish culture, and I'm grateful for that, forever grateful. And I have embraced a lot of stuff from a lot of different cultures as I had my musical life, which has been really nice. And this is one song that I think goes across all cultures. It's something that everyone can relate to, this particular song, no matter where you're from. I think the message is clear here on this. You know me. When you're not strong. Thank you so much. Well, I brought this keyboard here, so I guess I might as well play it. And I really hope everybody's doing great tonight. It's I know it's a little chilly in Jersey today. You know, it's a little chilly. It's in the 30s, and it doesn't feel much like spring. But I'm coming from Manhattan, from Tompkins Square Park on the Lower East Side, and I can report from Tompkins Square that there are signs of life. The birds are out tweeting, and there's a lot of people out there skateboarding. They're out, panhandling. Hey, it's just like the good old days, you know. And kids playing in the playground, and I'm sure soon we're going to have some beautiful warm weather. That's an occasion for celebration, I think. Which brings us to our next song. Hallelujah, la la. Hallelujah, Yeshua. Chair, she broke your throne, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 best, it wasn't much. I tried to feel as though I couldn't touch. I told the truth, I didn't come to fool you. Even when it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 Thank you. Leonard Cohen may have written that song, but he never sang that high.
I'm gonna break the glass.
Exactly. So, I thought, Avi mentioned that, or Rob mentioned that I worked with James Taylor before. Yes, I was lucky to do a gig with James, and I can report he was an absolute gentleman, every sense of the word. And we had a rehearsal before the gig, and he showed up on time, and he was there, just like a working musician. And he introduced himself to me. I think I was on stage and fixing a guitar pedal or something, and he came up and I saw he's about 6 feet tall. He's 6 foot something. He's a big guy and instantly recognizable. And he came up to the stage and stuck out his hand and said, like, "Hi, I'm James." I said, "I know." And I'm sure everybody says the same thing, but it's just kind of told a little something about his personality. That he was so gracious, and I was really lucky to work with him. So I'll do one of my favorite James songs. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I needed the shelter of someone's arms. land. You can't see this, but everybody's dancing. They're dancing around over here. It's great. So I wanted to do this song just kind of on a whim because I've always liked this song, and Passover is coming up, and Pesach is a huge holiday, and it's a huge story. And there's a really great song that I haven't heard done on the occasion of Passover a lot. And this is actually an old spiritual, and I might try it. So, you know, I'll see how it goes over. And my attitude of the repertoire. This is actually my first time singing this song in front of people. So we'll see how it goes. Hegelak, der Hegelak, aus mit zugezeug, schien die Wonne, lachte wie die Sterne, im Himmel am Madonna, bist du jetzt wirklich, Bella, Bella, wunderbar is language, only helps me tell you how grand you are. I try to explain by mere mystic shame. Now kiss me and say you understand. Now kiss me and say you understand. Schönen Dank. And Aziza Pesach, sorry. I almost said it wrong. Okay, so I get the feeling like I should be wrapping up here, you know, as they say in showbiz, leave them wanting more. But, you know, I think we should do one more just to kind of remind everybody that life goes on. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Desmond is a hero in the marketplace. Miley is a singer in the band. There's who says to Miley, girl, I like your face. And Miley says she takes another hand. Oh, blah-dee, oh, blah-da, like a sword. La, 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 like goes on. Oh, blah-dee, oh, blah-da, like a sword. La, 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 like goes on. Desmond takes a Charlie to the jewelry store. Buys a trip to Gary Coleman. I think they get extra for that. Desmond Jackson does it and the begins to sing. Oh, Blackie, oh, Blackie, like a sword. La, 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 like goes on. Oh, Blackie, oh, Blackie, like a sword. La, 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 like goes on. You want some more? Say, oh, Blackie, blah, blah. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy Passover and happy spring, and I hope to see everyone very, very soon.
All right, thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Rob, thank you so much. That was absolutely incredible.
And thanks for being like the audience, because it was like.
Oh, it was our
It's a little
pleasure.
weird, like singing to the ring, but.
Everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This was an incredible evening. Thank you again to Rob. Round of applause for Rob. And a round of applause to Naomi. Thank you so much for your incredible cooking demo. We will be back here next Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for the Learnathon. And from now until then, the match campaign is live. Please go to thechesedfund.com/Ahavas Achim. Please help us reach our goal. It was a huge success last year, and all of your support made it possible. So if you can please help us reach our goal again, we would be so incredibly grateful. Thank you so much. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, Rob. Rob.